Hello guys, Finkles here, and yes, there's less than a month for us to have the Nintendo Switch 2 in our hands, playing it on the TV, on the plane, on vacation. We're gonna be able to play it everywhere. I cannot believe it. The time has passed so quick. Like for me, they announced it in like February, but no, they actually announced it since last year. For some reason, I was under the impression that they just announced it and almost immediately released it. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys felt the same. Like, it felt just too quick. I thought I was going to suffer the wait, but I did not. Like, that happened really, really fast. But man, this video is going to be a little bit just me saying a little bit of the nostalgia that I'm getting now all of a sudden because of the Switch 2. We're finishing the Switch 1 era, which I understand that it's not going to be done, you know, like the Switch 2 still has a huge fan base and there's a lot of Switches, so it would just be kind of silly for Nintendo to just stop producing things for the Nintendo Switch 1. They will still continue to support it very heavily because yeah, there's like more than 100 million Switches. Like that amount almost seems fake. Like how can there be so many consoles? But okay, that's beyond the point. It just feels different. There's a different vibe to the release of the Nintendo Switch 2 because let's remember that when the Switch 1 was going to release, we came from the Wii U, which was a little bit of a flop. I mean, it sold like 14 million, which for the regular human that's a lot, but for Nintendo consoles and for major consoles, it was definitely a flop. And so I remember that when the Switch 1 was about to release, people were really scared. All the Nintendo fans were worried, like what if it doesn't succeed? Could Nintendo go bankrupt or anything? Like if it's a flop like the Wii U, then you know Nintendo would be in a really bad position. And now I can say confidently, well, I mean, everybody can notice that Nintendo flipped the whole situation. Like right now, everybody believes that the Switch 2 is going to be a massive success. So yeah, with the Switch 2 we were worried. Now with the Switch 2 we know it's going to be a success. So we're hopeful. We're very hopeful for the future and we're excited. Yeah, I think that's a little bit what I'm trying to say. Like yeah, with the Switch 1 we were hopeful, like oh my goodness, it could do very well, you know, but it could also not. With the Switch 2 is like yeah, it's going to be a success. So I'm just excited, you know, it's more excited rather than being like this could be our opportunity for us Nintendo fans to actually have amazing games. It feels more like yeah, of course we're gonna get the amazing games, like there's no doubt about it. So it's a good position to be in. I'm pretty happy. Although I do have my concerns. I feel like Nintendo is kind of sleeping a little bit on its success because of the prices. Like the prices right now are insane. But you know, I'm not too worried about it. I don't know, it's just kind of insane. I didn't get the Nintendo Switch exactly when it released. I got it in 2019 when I went to the United States and my mother just was with me and she bought the Nintendo Switch for me because well, I was a tiny little man and now I am an adult and now I have to buy the Nintendo Switch 2 myself. And you know, like it's kind of weird, you know, like it's the first console that I will buy myself fully, you know. I mean, I'm not worried, but it's just like right now I really cannot afford it. But I know that if I cut some things, then I might be able to afford it. And if not, then I will definitely get it next month after the release. So I'm not too worried also because yeah, I do love Mario Kart World, sorry. But also I am more of a Pokemon type of gamer, you know. I really like Pokemon, that's why I choose Nintendo every time. And Pokemon Legends CA, I don't know exactly when it's going to release, but it's not going to be on release day. So, you know, I'm not super hyped about buying it the first day that the Switch 2 is available. I can wait a few months. I don't know, I think like us Pokemon fans and Nintendo fans are very much about nostalgia. I would argue that even more than PlayStation and Xbox community because they can play like 2000 games and they will be fine. 2005 games, they look fine. But with Nintendo, a lot of the games, especially the Pokemon games that I play, yeah, you cannot really play them unless it's just for nostalgia. Like, they're not really that good unless you are very into RPGs, but sometimes they're kind of boring, not gonna lie to you. But we love it because of the nostalgia. Like, I could play Pokemon Pearl, Pokemon Platinum, just because it reminds me a little bit of my childhood. I remember the first time that I got to play video games. It was such a magical moment. I remember that I was just in my neighbor's house, and I just, for some reason, asked him, "Hey, can I hide here in your room? My mom is searching me. Can I hide here?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." But I just hid below his bed. Yeah, I was just crazy. I was a crazy little boy, and he just had a Nintendo DS. And so I told him, "Hey, what is this?" It's just a Nintendo DS. And remember, I'm from Mexico, so DS here in Mexico, it means 10, the number 10. So I was like, the Nintendo DS? Where's the Nintendo 9 and the 8? What happened to them? He turned on his Nintendo DS and he had Mario Kart DS. And I just started playing it and I was blown away. So you're telling me that all my childhood from year 0 to 3, I was without playing games? And then you have this tiny just device that you can control the things that are happening inside of it. I was just, I can be a driver of a car. I can be Mario and I can drive this car with these buttons. I can control what is happening on the screen. It's like television, but I get to control what's happening on it. Then I don't know, but my mom found me. Of course, I believe that the neighbor just told her. And then I was like, "Mom, I need a Nintendo DS," and she said, "Yeah, tomorrow." And then the next day we went to a game store. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was in a state called Chihuahua. It's kind of like down of Texas. It's here in Mexico. And she just bought the Nintendo DS for me. It was a metallic blue, the first edition of the Nintendo DS. It was the one that you can put Game Boy Advance games on the bottom. Oh, it was just amazing. I don't know, just Nintendo has always been really special to my heart. And knowing that I'm about to play the next console, the bigger, better, and stronger console of Nintendo, the newest, is just very, very exciting to me. Just imagine for a moment the games that we're going to get. First of all, we already got the Mario Kart World, which is like the open world Mario Kart, which is just hilarious to say. And then we got something like Super Smash Bros. Imagine, we gotta have a Smash Brothers. I know that they kind of said that the Smash Bros. Ultimate was the last Smash that was going to be developed by Masahiro Sakurai. That's his name? I'm kind of doubting myself. Let me see. Masahiro Sakurai, yes. I don't know why I doubted myself. Like, of course I know Masahiro Sakurai. Masahiro's... It's such a weird name now that I'm saying it out loud. I've always heard other people saying it, like Arlo, or I've seen it written, but I never said that name now that I think of it. But yeah, regardless if he comes or doesn't, they will still make another Super Smash Bros. And I hope that they just scale it down a bit, so that it's just not this huge Ultimate-like game that has 1,000 billion characters. Let's just take it back to basics. Make 30 characters, 40 at most. Just give them new movesets or rethink a little bit the Smash Bros. Make it work a little bit different, make it exciting. And of course we will get games that we've been waiting for so long, like Metroid Prime 4 is just going to be this huge AAA experience in full HD, in 4K even. I should make like a wish list for the Nintendo Switch 2. I will make that video. Because I was thinking and I would really like another Metroid Dread type of game. Maybe imagine a remake of Super Metroid, but in the style of Metroid Dread. That would be huge. And of course we're gonna get the 10th generation of Pokemon for the Switch 2. I mean, there's just so many exciting games. Also 3D Mario that we have to get for the Switch 2. It's just, we have a bright future. Nintendo sometimes might be anti-consumer, might hate his fans, but they do make amazing games, so I'll take this win. Also, the Switch Online service, I think it's going to be great. I never had like the expansion pass of the Switch Online, so I haven't had the opportunity to play Nintendo 64 games in the Switch 1. I just had the base subscription. So yeah, I could play online and all of that, but I might actually try to go for the expansion pass because yeah, I would really love to play Ocarina of Time on the Switch 2. And hopefully Nintendo does manage really well this release. I mean, we already saw that it's breaking records of pre-sales, I think, pre-orders, sorry, in Japan, so it's guaranteed to be a success, but I hope that they don't think that they can get away with absolutely everything. I hope that not every single game is $80. I know that for now it's just Mario Kart World, but I really hope that they don't try to charge a lot for all the games. Because yeah, we come from a really good situation with the Switch 1, but I don't think it could happen something like the Wii U again, but it could definitely flop a little bit if they make everything way too expensive. But who cares? I am really excited and I cannot wait. It's in less than a month. I cannot believe it. That's amazing. And thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.